Welcome back, lords and ladies. King River right here, and I'm your host for this evening. We are playing Sakura Spirit. So last episode, we kind of have had a long episode because I got carried away reading to you guys. Basically, what happened is Takakon, he passed out due to all the stress and also getting hit in the head, and then he woke up next to a naked fox spirit. So let's get continuing. Oh, and at the very end, the blonde fox spirit kind of made a joke about having to marry him because they found out that the silk of the maiden is not their underwear, but it is a wedding sash. All right. After that little incident, we located to the kitchen. The smell of food filled the air. Despite the younger girl's easygoing attitude, always humming some cheerful melody, I found my cheeks still burning from embarrassment. To think that girl would say such a thing. I quickly shook my head to clear the thoughts from my mind and turned towards the eldest sister. The soup is delicious. Is Miko-chan usually the one doing the cooking around here? Yay! I'm glad you like it, Takeru. I don't usually cook, so I made a few lucky guesses. It is rather delicious, Miko-chan. Perhaps you should do more cooking from now on. It would allow me to a little more time to lounge around. Well, the first step to getting your wedding sash is to become a good housewife. That includes cooking. I added this with a bit of amusement following Michiko's comment. I took another sip of soup. For a few lucky guesses, the dish has turned out pretty well. That's true. I'll learn how to clean, and I'll cook for you, and I don't know what else, but it'll be fun learning. Mako, you should stop that. You know very well that it would be pointless for you to marry him. Only the villagers know how to craft a wedding sash, and we both know that this will not happen. That's not necessarily true, Michiko-san. It only becomes even more evident that you are not of this world, Takakon. The villagers do not tolerate our existence. They despise us. We could never ask such a favor from them. All we have to do is find some way to make the villagers accept you. But I guess I need to learn more about the village itself before we can do that. The pale-haired woman shook her head slowly. Her ears flattened against her head as she did. It is not that simple. They would never trust us. Humans and fox spirits have never been able to get along, and I'm honestly surprised that you'd been able to tolerate this long. I would be happy to be proven wrong, and you are free to stay here as long as you wish, until, of course, you were too wary of our ways and decide to leave. Oni-sama, please don't say things like that. Takeru wouldn't do that. Would you, Takeru? Of course not. I wouldn't abandon someone just because they're different species. That's not the way of the Gushigen Takeru does. However, I do remember the village elder telling me that it wasn't just the fox spirits. It sounded like humans and spirits everywhere have been on bad terms for a long time. Do you know why, Michiko-san? I do not recall. Much information is withheld even from someone such as myself. She puts herself on such high esteem, doesn't she? Most spirits keep to themselves these days. There are a few exceptions, Suyuri being one of them. Powerful spirits come and go as they please, but they tend to remain in their world. Fox spirits, however, have no place to go. We're stuck in the human world, for better or worse. Huh? I didn't realize it was like that. I guess I'm finally learning stuff. Well, this Suyuri character lives in the shrine, right? We should try asking her for some ideas. No, we don't need to go to see her. Absolutely not. No, I don't want to see her. I don't want to. I was somewhat taken aback by Michiko's suddenly childish way of speaking. It reminded me of the times I had to go visit the doctor when I was younger, complaining and throwing tantrums along the way. But isn't she the only one who can help us? I refuse to go. Sayuri is a fiend, and I dislike the idea of spending even a second in her presence. She can't be that bad, can she? Besides, if anything happens, I'll protect you. Fine. If it really means that much to you, I will attempt to lead you to the shrine again. But you will enter the grounds alone. I don't want to go anywhere near that place. You will be on your own, Taka-kan. Can I come, Oni-sama? Absolutely not. I forbid it. You're not allowed to follow us under any circumstances, Mako. Fine. I'll stay here, just like you said. I'll be here in the mansion. All alone. Unprotected. All by myself. Who knows what might happen to me? I could get trapped under a bookcase and die. Or slip on a banana peel and die. Or get bored and die. Really? Of boredom. Oh, boy. I'd be so super duper bored, sitting here all alone in the same place, day in, day out. Fine, I get it. You may come along, but you must be on your best behavior, little one. No running around and no talking unless spoken to. Okay. Despite Mako's cheerfulness, I couldn't help but wonder what had happened between Michiko and Sayuri for her to react so strongly. I decided that maybe it would be a bad idea to spend some time with the two sisters to get them to know them a bit better. Well, I do have 2 weeks until I get back to my own world, so there's really no need to rush. How about we do something else instead? I'm sure Michiko's son wouldn't mind the distraction. Well, the longer I stay away from the place, the better. How about bringing Mako-chan along to fetch some desserts for us? There are oranges and a small vineyard behind the mansion. I could whip up some cream to go with it if you'd like. Sure, sounds easy enough. Let's get us some delicious fruit, Mako-chan. All right. As Mako leads me towards the garden, the impressive mansion, she seemed a little quiet, as though she had something on her mind. I wanted to ask her about it, but something about her, the way her ears sagged and her tail hung low, told me it probably wasn't the best idea. I decided I would simply try to cheer her up. Oh, goodness gracious. Be right back, guys. I just got Gatorade in my nose. Well, that was not a pleasant thing that just happened. I got Gatorade up my nose while I was trying to take a small drink. Oh my gosh, my nose is burning. Alright, so which do you prefer, Mako-chan? Apples, grapes, or oranges? We could gather all three, but I bet we can grab a few for ourselves first. Apples, I guess. I knew a Fox Spirit once, a friend of Oni-sama's, who loved apples. I can't remember her name, though. I guess my head's a bit hollow. Apples are awesome. Crunchy on the outside, sweet on the inside, and your head isn't hollow, silly. If it was true, I think I'd still be stuck in that jail cell. Oni-sama did most of the thinking, though. I just sort of went along with what she said. Well, someone has to take the lead. Besides, I'm still grateful to you for to help all the same. How about that? I played playfully flicking Mako's forehead with a grin. See, it doesn't sound hollow at all. I'm sure there's plenty of clever thoughts in that pretty little head of yours. Ow, me. Now you know I'm right, at least. Anyways, let's get some apples, shall we? Okay, I'll get them. You go grab a basket over there. Alright, let's get down to business. Feeling hyped, I went to grab one of the baskets stacked nearby and returned to Mako, who had started climbing one of the trees. The girl looked so accustomed to climbing, but her small hands had me worried a bit. Hanging from the branch with just her legs, she checked to see if the apples were ripe. Mako-chan, be careful, you might slip. Ow! The girl had thrown apples at me, and while my reflexes let me catch it with ease, the force behind it still stung my palm a little. Of course, I did exaggerate a bit for the girl. Yeah, right. Haha, I'll be fine, Taka-kan. I've been climbing trees all my life. Even the most experienced climbers end up running into trouble if they aren't careful. I smiled weakly at the girl's excited attitude, placed the apple I caught into the basket. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a fox spirit. I won't fall. I'm super careful. Watch. I'll grab the apples near the top. Well, wait, Michael-chan. Unless you can fly, I don't think you should go for those. Fly? I can't do that, silly. Taka-kan? Who ever heard of a flying fox spirit? As expected, the moment Mako tried to reach for one of the apples near the top of the tree, the girl ended up losing her footing and tumbled down towards the ground with a loud cry. Mako! My reflexes quickly kicked themselves into gear, tried to catch the girl before she hit the ground. Unfortunately, I didn't notice the apples scattered around the tree, and as a result, I ended up tripping over them. I managed another few steps, and I was able to catch Mako before I dropped to the ground. My head was throbbing once I've recovered from the fall. I tried to sit up, but found myself held down by a small but substantial weight. Opening my eyes, I looked up to see Mako sitting on my lap. Oh, she's so cute! With all those ruffles. Oh my. Owie! I guess I tried to reach a bit far. Thank you, Takeru. You saved me, and you gave me a soft, well, kinda soft and kinda hard landing. Mako-chan, do you mind your, crushing me? What? Oh my gosh. Takeru, I'm sorry. Bow. Bow, everyone. Bow. Apologize. As the younger girl grew increasingly flustered, I knew I had to calm her down gently. I tilted my legs beneath her, and she toppled forward, and her head rested against my chest. I guess we've learned that fox spirits can be pretty clumsy. Or maybe Mako is even cuter up closer than I had thought. But what? Takeru, I didn't think you're mistaking me for Oni-sama. Nope, I'm talking about you. You have that innocent side to you that's really charming. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people from the village would want to claim you as their adorable little sister once we've cleared up those misunderstandings. I'd be happy to call you brother, Takeru, but lots of people in that village are super mean. I just want to spend time with you and Oni-sama. Brother? How about darling? Oh boy, come on now. Darling? I don't know if I'm ready for that. Really? I think we'd be a cute couple. A hero and a fox spirit, living happily ever after. Your sister could stay too. He's more of a fox than her. We could raise a little family. I mean, we already have a house, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. And any guy from my world would kill to have a pretty wife like you. I held back and chuckled, knowing all too well that my cheesing was taking effect. And yet I was happy to see her spirits seemingly lift. Thank you, Takani. I think Taka-kan would be better. Michiko-san probably wouldn't like another sibling, but I'm glad I cheered you up. It didn't seem to be happy earlier. The way your tail and ears were hanging low reminded me of a scolded puppy. Huh? Oh, right. I was just thinking is all. You know about the spell I wanted to try? The one that needs silky wedding underwear? Wait, is the wedding sash underwear? You guys tell me in the comments below. Okay. Wedding sash. It's kind of a belt that the bride wears during the wedding ceremony. I doubt any spell involves panties would be a good idea to cast. Oh, I thought it was like wedding undies that you wear under your wedding night. Anyway, that spell. I don't know why, but I've wanted to try it for a little while now. And well, it's a gate spell. Not like the temporary ones, those are easy to make. A permanent one, like a portal to a different place. Sounds interesting, but are you sure it's safe? Silly Takani. It's not the point. The spell, it might be able to help you. Oh, that's cool. Well, that is good and all. I prefer not ending up in the middle of a sea or a live volcano. I think I would be a bit more careful with your magic. Humph. I'm a good mage. That's what Harry said when he told Atlantis he had a solution to the water shortage. I love this boy. Huh? What's Atlantis? A city with high ambition, sunk into the deep due to poor management. Anyway, I think it's best if we get an expert opinion before we try anything. We're going to visit Suyuri anyways, so maybe she'll be able to tell us if your spell will get me home. What? But Su-chan told me I shouldn't use magic at all. She said it was only for her to use or something. Huh? Maybe she had a reason for saying that. Like, maybe, I don't know, do spells have side effects? Alright, so that's going to be it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave a big fat like. If you haven't subscribed, come on and come subscribe. I will catch you, lords and ladies, next episode. My poor nose is hurting. Bye.